Simon Nyambura. I'm the director of the IGAD Center of Excellence for Preventing and Countering Violent Extremism. We are here, let's say, first courtesy of the Swedish government and the Sweden people. We brought in government officials who are involved in one way or another in crisis management and especially communicating on crisis.
Good afternoon, fellow countrymen and women. My name is Amsugut Marcelina, the government spokesperson. It's with great sadness that I would like to announce the attack on.
The people of Bravo have been wonderful as always. With your support, we safely evaluated 100 of students from university.
I'm Assistant Superintendent of Police from the government of Tanzania. During our workshop, we learned a lot regarding to strategies on crisis communications.
We are here to try and exchange ideas, exchange experiences on how do we communicate when we have a crisis, and what are those stages and strategies and approaches that we need to put in place, both as a region and the country specific, so that we are able to respond to a crisis and communicate effectively to our citizens on what is happening, what is going on. As you have seen from the experience that we have had of Middle East, the Israel and the Palestine, you could tell when a crisis has hit. There is a lot of confusion, and this confusion comes with a lot of propaganda, misinformation, disinformation. How do we help our governments when we have a crisis?
My name is Bezawit Saha. I'm from Ethiopia. The government has to communicate the public strategically in advance, especially during this PCVE.
It's crucial to communicate clearly, compassionately in a situation of crisis, but it's also crucial to communicate on a long term, with a long-term perspective, fighting the narrative that violent extremism is trying to sell to the world.
How do we help them communicate effectively, become the voice that the people can trust, become the source of reliable information, become the voice that people look up to information?
We had a practical session, but I can't say it's enough because we were seeing how people were panicking and what happened.
We are here to discuss that, exchange views, and hopefully by end of it we would be having a kind of a plan and trying to think respective participants from their countries would take back home and be able to guide, and those who have not prepared a crisis communication strategy will be able to entice their governments to be able to prepare that, and so that we all have a strategy that when we face this crisis, because we don't know when they will strike, but we need to be prepared. We have been deliberate about it, and I think the IGAD Executive Secretary, Dr. Wakane, has really encouraged us in this because, as you know, he is a practitioner on these issues of security, having served in different capacities in security sector. And he has been deliberate in encouraging us to be able to bring in the countries that face the same threat as we do. As you know, this threat we are dealing with is transnational, it's international in nature. And therefore, the more we are together, thinking together and developing strategies together, the better.
Chers Boléens, Boléennes, chers auditeurs, cet après-midi à 16h30,
Have a chance to join this event.
One thing that has excited me is that they're extremely excited. Some of them have not attended a similar workshop. Some, first, let's start with basics. Some are very happy to be in Addis. They have never been in Addis.
We really had a great time here during these 3 days. We have learned a lot.
We are very much also thanks the government of Sweden and the government of Ethiopia for the host since our arrival here in Ethiopia.
The skill of communicating, knowing what to say, how to say, when to say, who to address, do's and don'ts, the control, the competence, the consent. Those are the things that we learned today.
the ideas they are getting to exchange. It's exciting. They're also being able to learn from each other. They're hearing, we all face the same challenges.
We don't want to live this here. We want to import back to Rwanda. So having this quality of trainers, and I think we may expand this knowledge.
And the more we hear that somebody has gone through what you're going through, I think it first gives you some consolation, and therefore, as you devise the strategy, you're able to know you're not alone. We are there, we are together, and we can be able to handle this together as a team. So it's quite a team that is excited. It's a very dynamic team, as you might have seen, drawing from all kind of levels of government. We have people from all levels, both from both the executive. We have even a member of parliament who is involved in these security issues, the member of parliament from Somali. So it's really a good mix, very active, very intelligent team. So we are happy we have them. We want to achieve strong members, our member states to be strong, our member states to be able to deal with this threat, both as individual countries in their domestic environment. We are also able to deal with this threat as a region. So we're looking at that region that is the leading region that is able to really claim that it has been able to collectively, through that collective action, been able to deal with the threat of terrorism and violent extremism. And we're also hoping that within ourselves as IGAD, we will be able to, it's now critical that we also actually need a regional strategy on crisis communication. So that is time, and I'm hoping Dr. Mother, who is our head of strategic communication, this is something that I'm hoping will be able to work out and be able to come and have that framework that is able to guide our respective member states to be able to develop even their own country-specific crisis communication strategies.
This one, I think it's... So which country am I?
Facilitator staff.
All right. So ready to go? Ready? All right. Dear countrymen, at 4:30 today, an explosion was reported in the University of Facilitators.
First, I want to say that in IGAD, these are very interesting time. It's quite an evolving time for the region. We are having many challenges. For IGAD, we are happy we have a very solid leadership under the Executive Secretary, Dr. Wakne. As you have seen, the engagements he has been engaging both internationally, and the confidence that the heads of states and government have with him, that he is able to meet them at a short notice and be able to deal with this crisis. So the future of IGAD is bright. It's really a solid region. It's a region that for sure we will be peaceful. So for me, it's to thank our member states because they are our first donors. To thank the IGAD Secretariat for the support that we have continued to receive from the ES himself, has been active, as you have seen, in most of the meetings. And even when I speak to him, like I told him we are going to have this meeting, he has always a message to pass, and he has continued to support the center. We really feel special, that we are special in his heart and mind. For our partners, it's really to say thank you very much. You have continued to stand with us. Thank you for the support, and we ask you to please continue with that spirit supporting us. We really appreciate. We can assure you, every coin, every cent you give us, we will use it to the intended purpose, prudently and transparently.
Asante sana.